Hello, everyone. This is your host, Dr. Tommy Mitchell from the Mental Health and Wellness Show. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing Marcia Williams, MS LPC. She is a licensed therapist, recovery coach, expert speaker, narcissistic abuse survivor, and the founder of Passage to Peace, a pioneering mental health and wellness platform for individuals healing from narcissistic abuse. With 22 years of clinical experience, she has supported a multitude of clients through trauma recovery, identity, restoration, and personal transformation. Marcia developed her proprietary trademarked 5 stages of narcissistic abuse, healing, and transformation framework after years of seeing clients stuck in cycles of confusion, guilt, emotional disempowerment, mirroring her own personal journey. Her method helps survivors move through healing with structure, compassion, and community. Grounded in evidence-based approaches like CBT, DBT, and person-centered care, Marcia's work goes beyond traditional therapy to offer a deeper, trauma-informed path to recovery. Her services include one-on-one therapy, group and individual coaching, online intensives, and an extensive list of resources for her clients. Passage to Peace operates nationwide, allowing Marcia to work with clients across the United States and internationally. She is a sought-after voice on Instagram Live, podcasts, and women's communities, where she speaks with clarity and compassion about narcissistic abuse, gaslighting, emotional safety, and healing. With no further ado, Marcia, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Honestly, as I was going through your bio, I'm like smiling because I'm like, girl, I can't wait to get in this conversation. Enough to
So
smile.
excited.
Like this is like this. I don't know. For those of you who are listening, if you've ever come across a narcissist, okay? They don't need to have a formal diagnosis for you to see it.
Exactly.
And
Oh
let's
my
face it, most don't. And if they did, they won't tell you. Why would
God.
they? Why would they? Like, for what benefit?
Exactly.
Oh, poor me, I'm a narcissist? No, they'll just gaslight you. Anyway, I'll let you talk some more, Marcia, but maybe if you share with our listeners a few things about yourself so they can kind of get to the heart of you and a perspective of why we're having this conversation.
I am so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
My
It
pleasure.
is an honor and a pleasure to work with you. I love the work that you do, and I'm so happy that we are having this opportunity to partner together.
Yes.
I love that just from speaking with you, we already have this connection.
Oh, girl,
We
yes.
already have this
We
connection.
did.
And, it speaks to the prevalence of narcissism and narcissistic abuse.
Yeah.
And we finally have a name for it. Now, let me put on my therapist hat and say clinically, there's always been a name for it,
Oh, yeah.
right? It's in the DSM-5. It's been there for a long time.
Yes.
But thanks to social media, thanks to just this time that we're in where it happens to be the focus and it's coming to light. And
Mm-hmm.
it is providing a gateway for so many people, myself included.
Yes.
I have been a therapist for 22 years, licensed in the state of Georgia. I was married to a narcissist for 30 years. We dated for 5 years before that, so I want to claim all my years and 35 years with a narcissist. And bringing it to today, I'm thankful for my experience, for my relationship, for my marriage, for what I went through, because today I know what my purpose is.
Mm-hmm.
Today I know why I went through all of that, not only to shed light on me and what my part was in it, because I stand by the 50-50 rule. 50% is about them, the other 50% is about us.
Okay.
It's so helpful for us to be able to identify what is this? What have I been going through? What has been happening to me?
Mm.
All I did was fall in love with someone who was amazing and who
Yeah.
I thought, personally speaking, was my knight in shining armor. And 35 years later, I realized that I fell in love with the idea of who he was.
Yes.
And it took me a long time because denial was my very best friend
Mm-hmm.
before I was able and willing to accept who he really was. And he was showing it to me all along. But I had to let go of what I needed or thought I was needing and getting from that relationship and realize I'm not. I'm not.
Yes, definitely. And you know what? I love how you put on the clinical definition. Like it's been there for a long time, and then but we've known about it for a long time. I'm just gonna play the layperson today. I'm forget the doctor hat, okay?
Let's do
Before
it.
the DSM-5 and the fours and everything else, we just call them a nasty POS. We're just like, what? Like what? Like we had names for them.
Yep,
We didn't know what it was. It could be a whatever floral names we had, but it was like, what is with him? They're like, is he bipolar? Is he what? Like Jekyll and Hyde? Like, oh my God. Like,
and that's the thing. We spend so much time trying to figure that out.
yes.
That's exactly what we're doing. Because, again, I'm going to keep referring back to the beginning because the beginning of these relationships, we are introduced to them behind their mask.
Oh, yes.
We're not out looking for a narcissist like, oh, are you a narcissist? I want you.
Mm.
No, we're saying,
They're
oh my
Prince
goodness.
Charming,
Yes,
right? They come out,
exactly.
they listen to what you want on your profile, or they're like, oh, this girl's this kind of girl. She wants this. I got you. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll play that track today. Yeah.
exactly. And because you are probably like me and so many others, our personality type is what a narcissist is attracted to
Mm-hmm.
because we are empathetic at
100%.
heart,
100%.
at heart.
Yes.
And that makes us vulnerable
Mm-hmm.
until we realize that our empathy is a gift, precious,
Mm-hmm.
and not everyone deserves our
Mm-hmm.
empathy. But unfortunately, we grow up being taught, especially as women, as females,
Yes.
we're taught to be nice, to be sweet, to smile.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
especially when you have, with your partner to I don't want to say serve your partner. That we can get into that later because that was me.
Mm-hmm.
But we do want to make them happy. We
Mm-hmm.
do want to please them. We do want them to be happy. That makes us happy.
Yes.
And that's our empathy. We care. We
Yes.
care. And that is exactly what a narcissist is looking for. So we don't always realize, in fact, I can venture to say we never realize that they are going to use this and weaponize it against us because that's, of course, not what they're going to show us initially.
No.
And so it's once we've fallen in love with the person who they present to us.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm going to refer to our empathetic nature and how loyal we are typically.
Yeah.
I'm generalizing. I want to be clear. But once we fall in love or identify that person as someone who makes us feel how we want to feel, we are attached. We are
100%.
connected.
100%. There's that bond formed. They often love bomb you, let you see what they want you to see, say the right things. Often there when the time is challenging for you and support you through it. But like again, these narcissists, they still leave signs. Again, I'm not forget I'm a doctor here. I'm just being ghetto girl right now. They leave little turdlets, okay? Chocolate covered turdlets. That's gonna be one of my next books. It's not even breadcrumbs, it's chocolate covered turds, okay? Along the way.
Love that.
Okay?
I love that. Let me tell you why you said something right there because chocolate is
Sweet.
sweet.
Oh, so romantic.
Oh
Oh
my
my
goodness.
gosh, chocolate. Oh,
For me. Oh
for
my
me?
goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Uh, and sometimes, let's say you don't even bite into the chocolate. You just
Mm-hmm.
put it on your bar stool, I mean your
Mm-hmm.
bar, or you put
Mm-hmm.
it on your desk and you just admire it and oh my,
Until the heat turns up, girl. A little stress.
exactly.
That
Starts to
thing
melt
cracks and
and the
melts and the funk
cracks.
comes out.
Or let's say we pick up a piece of chocolate and we bite
Mm-hmm.
it because you called it little chocolate turds, right? We're gonna bite it
Mm-hmm.
and be like, "Mm,
Oh
that's
yeah.
tart.
Yeah.
That's tart. I must have just picked a bad one."
Exactly.
That's how we ignore the red
Mm-hmm.
flags because they're
Yes.
always there.
They're
But
there.
once we are connected,
Mm-hmm.
because our empathy, where our empathy lies, our heart is our gift, and we willingly give it because it's natural for us, and they know
Yes.
that.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Like that life is like a box of chocolates, you don't know what you're gonna get. Some of them are good, but there's some chocolate covered turds in there. It's not just breadcrumbing, because who's gonna pick up crumbs off the ground? Not me. But chocolate, right? And that's what they do,
Exactly.
right? And
Exactly.
they condition you,
Right.
program you,
Right.
right?
And there is no way of knowing until, and this is where again, we miss it,
Mm-hmm.
miss it because of the connection that has already been formed, and they're good with that.
Mm-hmm.
We miss it because of the connection. And so this is the devaluing stage. So first love bombing, as you
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
Next comes the devaluing stage.
Mm-hmm.
In this stage, this is where something happens where we say, "Oh, what? He said what?"
Mm-hmm.
Or he did what?
Mm-hmm.
He or she.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do want to insert
Oh,
that real
there's she wolves out there. There are she
exactly.
wolves.
Make it
Lots
clear.
of them.
Let's
Lots
make
of
it
them.
clear.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. So when that happens, we, our personality type, are more likely to rationalize,
Mm-hmm.
justify,
Mm-hmm.
minimize, forgive,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
overlook. Oh,
Yep.
they
Oh,
had a
they
hard
had a bad
day.
day.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
perfect either. It does say forgive.
yes, exactly. And at the same time, again, what we don't realize is that was a test that we just failed.
Oh, how much they can take and take and take without us reacting and getting away with it. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Exactly. So we missed it.
Mm-hmm.
And that happens over and over. And that's the conditioning that you're
Mm-hmm.
referring to.
Yeah.
So the thing is, what's really hard for people who are healing from narcissistic abuse is it's hard to get to the point of recognizing it's not your fault.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your fault that you were caring and loving. And I'm not saying we're perfect.
Yeah.
I want to
Exactly.
emphasize that because it takes two to be in a dysfunctional relationship.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
It is really difficult for us to not blame ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they bet on. That's what they count on.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to look at ourselves. What did I say? What did I do? Maybe I should have said it differently. Maybe I overreacted.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, this is the result of gaslighting, which again, we don't know is happening to us.
Mm-hmm.
But the healing journey, and this is what I learned, is the practice of recognizing it
Mm-hmm.
and then saying to myself, did I deserve that? And not allowing the justifications, the rationalizations, not allowing those to excuse their behavior.
Exactly.
And it takes practice. And
100%.
that's what it can be challenging for us because guess what? We were conditioned to think that that's mean, that's rude. You're
Mm-hmm.
not being considerate. You're
Mm-hmm.
not recognizing what they have on their plate or what they have on their shoulders. You
Mm-hmm.
have a good thing. Why are you ruining it? And this is what we're up against.
Mm-hmm.
So the challenge to heal is recognizing our worth,
Yes.
our worth. What do I deserve? And if we can acknowledge that and own it and claim it, then those red flags become non-negotiables. And that's the goal.
Yeah, and definitely that is the goal. You mentioned, from love bombing to the devalue stage where at the extreme end when they're done recycling you, they will chew you out. They will do something that's beyond atrocious that even in your most denial state you'll be like, "Ooh, that was good. Like that wasn't right."
Right. And that's exactly what happened to me. And what I call that, what you just described, I call it rock bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing about rock bottom. That thing that you just described, it may have happened 10 times before over the years,
Exactly. Exactly.
but this time
It hits different.
it hits different.
Mm-hmm.
And what I call that is, and for me it was, the veil of denial has
Mm-hmm.
been removed. I
Yeah.
now see what I cannot
Unsee.
unsee. And once you allow that to resonate, you are compelled to
Mm-hmm.
do something about it. That doing something about it part is the hardest part.
Yes.
But you can't escape that feeling of, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. And that begins the healing journey. The healing journey begins with deciding, because I spent so many years accepting, surviving, acquiescing, so many years of knowing my role, staying in my place, all
Mm-hmm.
these things that I was conditioned. This is what a good wife does,
Mm-hmm.
until I decided. And I have so many followers who struggle with, what do I do? What do I do? It's not about walking out the door. It took me 2 years to walk out the door.
Yeah.
It started in my mind. And I'll never forget the motto that came to my mind that I started saying to myself in my head
Mm-hmm.
over and over is, it's my turn. And for me, that meant I deserve fill in the blank, and I would fill in the blank.
Yes.
It's my turn. And once I chose me, that's when the baby steps of progress moving forward began.
Exactly. And it's a journey, like you said, it could take decades. But that knowing and then taking those, creating that strategy and plan to get out of it. Right?
Exactly.
It's not like you're just gonna walk out the door and just close it. Though some
Right.
people do in the movies, they just walk out
Exactly.
and they
Right.
say peace out. They may throw a cigarette out the window and be like, "Bye, bitches." But that's not really how it is.
Yes.
That's not how it is for most
Yes.
people. It's
And it's
back and
not real life.
it's not real life. Life is hardly ever linear, right? There could be kids, there could be house, there could be mortgage, there could be, so many memories that tell you, but remember that time you had together? It's a lie. It's a devil. It's not real. It's all a front. The sooner you realize it was not real, okay? The cold truth, where it's like there's no sugarcoating. They did not love you. They don't love anyone. Let's be frank. Okay? They're not capable of love. At least not the pure love that we know of. That's not who they are. It was not about you. Never was about you. It's about their sick insecurities and their issues. And you can't out love, you can't fix it, you can't out therapy it. I don't think there's a cure for it. Sure, there's a miracle out there somewhere, but I don't recommend hoping for a miracle. It'll be an early grave.
Well, think about it this way. It is a personality
Mm-hmm.
disorder.
Mm-hmm.
Think about other personality disorders.
Borderline,
Bipolar,
histrionic, yeah.
histrionic. What do those people do? They get treatment
Mm-hmm.
and medication. It doesn't cure,
Oh no.
it stabilizes their mood. It
Mm-hmm.
helps them to be able to be functional
Mm-hmm.
in society in a healthier way.
Mm-hmm.
And it helps them to be able to gain knowledge, awareness, and insight through therapy. But that combination, medication and therapy, is what helps those personality
Yes.
disorders.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you bring a narcissist or narcissism, NPD,
Mm-hmm.
into the equation, here is the difference. A narcissist is less likely, and I'm going to say 99%,
Yep.
and don't quote me on that,
Mm-hmm.
less likely to identify themselves as part of the problem.
Exactly.
And if you can't acknowledge that you have a problem or that your behavior causes problems, then you're not going to seek help. You're not going to see a need for medication. You're not going to go to therapy because I'm not the problem, you are. That's what we're up against. That's the type of personality disorder that we are dealing with. It's someone who lacks,
Self-awareness, self-insight.
there you go.
And not only that, they're often the most slickest sweet talkers. So even
Mhm.
if they're in therapy, because there are some that are in therapy for life, if they
Yes.
go, they lie through their teeth. So they'll tell the therapist whatever they want to tell them. And that's why for me, when it comes with, I'm not a therapist, I'm a coach, I'm a physician. But when I have patients that are going through stuff, and it's like, it's not just them, it's the couple, the family, the everything. Eventually, I like to bring the other partner in, as long as it's safe. They have permission to bring them in, because it's amazing what you'll hear differently sometimes, right? Sometimes you just have to call people on their BS, because while they'll be like, "Oh yeah, they're not doing this," or "Yeah, they're doing this," and the truth is that could be further from the truth. So how are they even going to get help if they don't have any self-awareness?
Right.
Or they feel so the thought of looking at themselves as being a quote unquote bad person or doing something wrong makes them feel so uncomfortable. They just makes them feel like just ick. They won't sit in those feelings. And God knows they don't like accountability. They're allergic to that. That is like garlic on a vampire. That's like silver on a werewolf. Like they can't handle it. You want me to be transparent? You want me to give you access to my phone? What do you mean? Give you access to my phone? Tell you where I am, what I'm doing? Nah, you should just trust me.
Exactly. It's so funny you said that because that was one of our rules. Don't touch my phone. Don't touch my phone. This is what we're up against, lack of awareness, like you
Hmm.
said. And it is very difficult to acknowledge and accept that the person you love, and this could be a partner, a spouse, or a parent,
And it could be a coworker, your business
coworker,
partner. So
boss.
it could be personal or professional because I've seen them both sides,
Right, right,
right?
right.
A
And that's why,
relationship. Yeah.
yeah, and that's why the healing journey is so much more rounded, for lack of a better word,
Hmm.
because it does. It encompasses the church, it encompasses schools, it encompasses work,
Hmm.
relationships, everything. And
Hmm.
that's why at the end of the day, it's not about them,
Hmm.
it's about us,
Yes.
it's about me.
Hmm.
Do I honor myself?
Yeah.
Do I value my own worth? And if I do, then I am I feel safe and comfortable to advocate for myself, to stand up for myself, to protect myself,
Yeah.
whichever word or other you want to use, because I know my worth. So again, we're talking about what a narcissist is attracted to. They don't, they don't, hold on, I gotta think of the word, target. They don't target someone who they don't think they can manipulate and control.
Exactly.
Now, don't get me wrong, they love a challenge, but if at some point you don't recognize them as the authority, then you're not a candidate. Let's not be a candidate. How do we do that?
Hmm.
That's what the healing journey looks like. How do you not be a candidate? You you are not a candidate, you're not a target of a narcissist if you value yourself. And let me also say this, I have a lot of clients who are very high functioning clients,
Hmm.
doctors such as yourself, lawyers in fields where they are the expert in their field, and they come to me and say, how did I let this happen? How did I let this happen to me? I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that, I am all of these things. They know how good they are
Hmm.
and what they have to offer. How did I get caught up with a narcissist? And it requires deep self-evaluation to get to the root, to get to the root. Because I was that. Like I
Hmm.
said, I've been licensed for 22 years. I have my master's degree. I've been working in my field all this time. I've worked in corporate America for 17 years and held leadership positions. I'm well accomplished.
Hmm.
And yet, not only that, I'm a therapist. And yet,
Hmm.
narcissists don't discriminate.
They
If
don't, and they
they
don't,
don't.
and they have quote unquote good taste. Like
Yes, they do.
they do. They like beautiful, they like quote unquote strong, accomplished individuals.
And that's because it serves them. It looks
Exactly.
good on them.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what I did for him. I raised the bar
Hmm.
and made him look
Look
good.
good.
Yeah,
Exactly. It strokes his ego. So
it strokes his ego.
it strokes his ego. They know what they want. That's what they do. So
Yes.
it can happen to any of us. Don't
Any of
matter
us.
how many degrees you have.
Exactly. And the challenge for us and the challenge for me was to ask myself, why?
Yes.
Why me?
Yes.
And so I had to go back and look at what he was able to take advantage of, the vulnerabilities that I
Hmm.
had and presented to him on a silver platter
Hmm.
that he was able to take advantage of and use for
Hmm.
his benefit.
Yes.
And so we all have a past. We all have a childhood, and I am not professing to say everyone's childhood was bad, and that's why were a target for the narcissist. Not at
Hmm.
all. I had a great childhood, great parents. Neither of my parents were narcissists, but I still had trauma in my childhood.
Hmm.
Of course, I could not have possibly have known that that was going to be what would allow myself to be subjected to narcissistic abuse. When we have unresolved issues from the past, it is absolutely what a narcissist will sniff out. Just
Oh,
snip it right on out.
100%. Yeah, I call them like the wolf in sheep's clothing, right? They know that scent, that Achilles heel, so they know them. And there's many different things that they recognize. And trust me, they have a lineage of this. They don't just come out of the blue. They chances are their mama's a wolf too, their papa's a wolf, their cousin's a wolf, their best boy is a wolf. Like they are packs. They work in packs.
They work in packs.
They
And
work in packs and
my
they
ex,
know and they stalk and they watch and they observe. Just like a
yes,
wolf going in for hunt, they're smart.
very. And that pack is very true. They will surround themselves with people who agree with them, with
Yes.
people who are like them, as we all do. I mean,
Yeah, that's
know,
yeah.
going to socialize with people who are, who we disagree with, our values aren't aligned or something of that nature.
Yes.
So yes, they do. But to your point, my ex, I call his mother Queen Narc.
Oh,
Queen. She was the
mm-hmm.
queen.
Oh, she's a queen. She was the wife before you.
Right. Oh, yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The
And she
matriarch.
remained.
She remained.
She remained.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Now, I'm going to say this for our listeners and many of my clients who are still in a relationship with their narcissist, who are
mm-hmm.
still married to their narcissist, who are still trapped in the trauma bond,
Mm-hmm.
as I was for 35 years. We love this person.
Mm-hmm.
And in every group I facilitate, I always say, we're not here to bash the
Mm-hmm.
narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
They are who they are.
Mm-hmm.
They are who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because my ex-husband always said that. This is how I've always been. Why are you trying to change me? I don't need to change you. This is who I am. And I was, I'm a therapist and I was determined and I taught him a lot, but not enough. But this is the person we fell in love with. This is the father of my three boys.
Mm-hmm.
This is the father of my children. And to break the trauma bond, we literally have to stop caring.
Oh yes. Yes.
Do you know how hard that is to
It's
stop
like
caring about someone that you love?
it's like chopping off your limb, but you get used to working with one arm. You get a prosthetic one. You do something, okay? Girl, you just have to stop giving a shit, okay? Okay, girl, you
You
should.
do. You do.
You just have to.
You have
You be
to.
like,
And I'm going to say it a little more aggressively.
"Oh, good
You,
girl, say it, say it."
you don't just have to. In order to do this, you have to get to a point where you feel like this is life or death.
It
This is
is.
killing me.
Yes, it's yes. It's
I'm
like
dying on
you
the
are dying.
inside.
You are dying on the inside.
You have to be able to acknowledge the truth. And
Yes.
that's hard. And
Mm-hmm.
I say it's hard because I know it's hard. I did not start using the A word, A is for abuse, until year 29. I did not start using the N word
Mm-hmm.
until year 29.
Neglect.
I had to be willing to be in a space where I couldn't unsee what I now see.
Yeah, you call it what it is. No sugarcoating. Stop
Yeah,
sugar. Yeah, we can't sugarcoat it. You
but
just end up with a
easier
cavity.
said than
Done.
done.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why I'm thankful for my experience because I have the patience and the understanding that I can give to my clients that I coach and in my practice, in my private practice. I'm not going to tell you to leave. If someone would have told me to leave, I would have been like, "Oh, bye-bye. Nice knowing
Mm-hmm.
you." You don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know our love as I was conditioned to believe. You don't know our love. You don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about trying to get someone to leave
Mm-hmm.
as much as it is
Get
trying to get someone.
take off the rosy colored glasses and see them for what it is, and then make your own decision.
Exactly. It has to be your own decision
Mm-hmm.
because you will always look back and say, what if? What if? And most often, we don't leave until we can truly say, I've tried everything.
Oh, you tried a concussion, you tried to be cheated on, you tried to be this, you tried to be lonely,
You
you
tried couples counseling.
couple of counseling, you tried to therapies and
You tried to
getaways
you
and
tried to love him more,
love him
her
more
more.
and
You
serve him
tried
more.
to be the I listen. I this is again why I'm so thankful for my journey.
Hmm.
It was the year of COVID. I had just the year before turned 50.
Hmm.
And I would, 50 is like, oh my gosh, 50. I've already lived half my life, half a century. Oh
Hmm.
my gosh. You start,
Hmm.
evaluating your life and all these things. On top of that, I got laid off during COVID
Hmm.
from the job that I was at for 15 years. And during that year of COVID, everything shut down, everybody comes
Hmm.
home, and the
Yeah.
kids are back home. I said, you know what? My identity is wrapped up in being a wife, a mom, and a career. I don't have a career. I'm going to be the best wife and mom I can possibly be. I just poured
Hmm.
everything I had
Hmm.
into my marriage and my children during COVID.
Yeah.
At the end of the year of COVID, long story short, I found out that he was having an affair
Hmm.
during that entire year, that I was being, not just in my own mind, but him telling me the best wife that I could
Hmm.
possibly be.
Exactly.
That was something I could not ignore. If I gave you my best and it wasn't good enough, which I believe in many ways, not perfect, but I
Hmm.
did that as much as I could throughout the 30 years. But
You went
this
over and
year,
above, and he even recognized that he knows it, but he still chose those behaviors. That shows that you could give your leg, you could give
exactly,
your heart, your kidneys. It wouldn't make a difference, sis.
exactly. But you know what? That was my rock bottom. And
Hmm.
that's what I needed to wake up.
Hmm.
And everybody's rock bottom is
It's
different.
different. Yeah.
The timing is different. You
Hmm.
wake up at different times,
Hmm.
and there's no right or wrong to that.
Hmm.
Yes, I was like, God, really? I've been praying to you for 30 years and it takes this long. You could have answered my prayer at year 10. That would have been nice.
Hmm.
Year 15 tops, but 30 years, God,
But you know what I think? Sometimes we have to go through so much caca so that when we look back, we don't have any regrets of our decision. Because the worst
exactly,
is you're like, oh, maybe I made a mistake. Maybe he wasn't that bad. No, you haven't been beat down enough. Okay, go back in
exactly,
there. Go back in there and suffer some more.
yeah,
Find some other dirt. Find a woman in his bed. Find this. Have him do this. Be sick and he's not there. Whatever it is, you haven't been through enough. But the fact that you cannot unsee and your body and your energy and your feelings stand by that decision, there's no turning back. Because when a woman is done or a man is done, we
we're
are done.
done. Now, let me clarify done because done for me didn't look like, oh, it's over. I'm done. Bye. It didn't look
Mm-hmm.
like that at all. You said it earlier. It's not linear. You said it. You hit the nail on the head. It's not
Yep. It's
linear.
not.
And so when I was done and I left and we separated, here's what a trauma bond looks like. And here's what being addicted to this life looked like.
You go back a few times and you
You
try to
go
make it
back
up. Yeah, yeah.
because it's what you have become familiar with.
Of course.
It's predictable.
Mm-hmm.
You've learned how to cope.
Mm-hmm.
You've learned how to survive, I
Yep.
should say. And when you leave, it's like, okay, well, I looked around my little cute little place I had, and I was like, is this it? I don't have anybody to lay with. I don't have anyone to cook dinner for. I wasn't yet aware that myself needed
Mm-hmm.
attention
Oh,
because of the conditioning I was so used to. And I
mm-hmm.
went back.
Mm-hmm.
And then thankfully, a narcissist will always be a narcissist.
Oh, they'll do it again. Do something again. No surprise. Life is like a box of chocolate. What chocolate covered turd did you uncover? Tell me, sis.
And I said, thank you for the reminder. Let me try this again. And this time I moved instead of 10 miles away, 1,000 miles away. That helped a whole lot. Not the end of the story, but it helped a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
The journey is not linear.
No, I hear you. It's not linear, but
I love my story because I'm able to tell my clients, I get it.
mm-hmm.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I provide a judgment-free, as I know you do, a
Mm-hmm.
judgment-free zone.
Mm-hmm.
And not just me, but a community. When one of my clients said to me that he realized you can't do this alone. You can't do this alone because manipulation is a form of abuse.
Abuse. Oh, 100%.
Don't think if you haven't been hit or beat
Mm-hmm.
that you haven't been abused, because that's what I
Mm-hmm.
thought. Well, at least he doesn't hit me. It could
Mm-hmm.
be worse. I can handle this. At least he doesn't hit me.
Mm-hmm.
Abuse is abuse is abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And once once we recognize that, then the healing journey begins. And it's a long road. And it's hard. But 5 years out, I can tell you, I would have never thought in a million years that I would be this happy, have this much peace,
Mm-hmm.
and love who I am as an individual.
Mm-hmm.
And I just did not know myself.
Oh, you, and to be frank, you probably the old you, and now if you look at pictures of the old you, you're like probably like, whoa, what happened there? Like it affects you. It's not, it shows on one's body, your face,
Yes.
your energy, your mood. Like it shows in your finances, it shows in your happiness, it shows in everything.
Right. But the problem is only we know that because we wear masks too.
Oh, 100%, because we're like honky dory. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, exactly. It's great. If you want
Mm-hmm.
to perceive us as the perfect couple, yes, we are.
Mm-hmm.
And we are also conditioned to protect their image.
Mm-hmm.
And for me,
Yeah.
my image was wrapped up in him.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tangled web to untangle. It's
Mm-hmm.
so difficult, but it can be done.
It can be done.
It can be done.
And
And
you
it
have
has to be done.
it has to be done because there's a rise in the incidence of narcissism. Like it's not something it's no 1, 2, 3%. I'm sorry. It is a lot.
Absolutely.
Yes.
A lot. Now, to be fair, there is a spectrum.
True. Very true.
There's a spectrum.
There's traits and there's this full blown narcissistic personality disorder. Like people, we can all have our little our selfish traits, but
Yeah,
it's this maladaptive way of just going through people like you don't have a care in the world.
literally,
No conscience.
literally, literally.
It's next level.
Yeah. Regardless, and that's why it's not necessary to diagnose, like you said earlier. We're not here to diagnose a
Mm-mm.
narcissist.
Mm-mm.
The only thing that matters is your experience.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know. We don't need a diagnosis.
You just
We
talks
just
like a duck,
need,
walks like a duck. It's a duck, honey. And it drops chocolate covered turds. Okay, honey. Okay? Well, you don't know what version you're gonna get when you pick up that phone? You're walking on eggshells? Okay.
That's the key,
Mm,
is acknowledging that regardless of the label, what is my experience?
experience, exactly. Exactly.
And it's hard to do that in denial because
Hmm.
you couldn't have gotten me to do it for, 25 years.
And you're a
Even though,
therapist.
and I'm a therapist.
Hmm.
It's like those two worlds did not. Now, of course, as a therapist, my goal, my mission
Just to
was to fix
change
him,
him.
change
Change
him,
him.
fix him,
I'm gonna
fix him. I can
CBT
do
him
it.
out of here.
CBT the
I'm gonna,
heck out of him.
if I could do some tapping, some whatever, emotional, whatever release techniques, I'm gonna just do this.
ECT would have been nice.
Yeah, seriously.
But, you know, and that's what makes it even more difficult for high functioning women and
Hmm.
men
Hmm.
because I'm running a major company. I've got 100, 200, 1,000 direct reports, and I should be able to fix this if I can fix I fix problems all day, every day at
I
work.
hear you. Hmm.
Why can't I fix this?
Hmm.
I'm sure gonna try.
Hmm.
For me, it never crossed my mind that I couldn't fix it or I couldn't change it or I couldn't improve it or that I'm strong enough
To endure.
to endure.
Hmm. At what expense? Yourself, your value, your worth.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Ex
Yeah.
exactly. And that's what we are sacrificing, and we don't even
Hmm.
know it.
Yep. And your health, well, that cortisol that's shooting through your veins of stress hormones, putting you at risk for all kinds of diseases, cancers, diabetes, you need high blood pressure, premature age, like so much,
I had ulcers.
right?
Had ulcers, and I just thought, oh, it's a lot of stress at work.
Mm.
And, as a mom and a wife,
Hmm.
I'm juggling so many. I could justify the heck out of it, rationalize the heck out of it, but I had ulcers that I no longer have.
Wonder why.
Yeah, it's really hard. It's hard, but I always tell my clients, you're going to have to do the hard thing.
Yeah. Say, and uncomfortable things. It's just what it is. That's
It
life.
it is. And again, it's easier said than done.
Mm.
But like you said, at what cost? And for me, I didn't see the cost. And that's the thing. That's why individual therapy comes first. Before you even leave, if you're still there, just
Mm-hmm.
start working on yourself. Get
Hmm.
into therapy and just start talking about it because there's so many secrets that we have to keep. I kept so many secrets. I hid much from friends and family of what I was experiencing.
Hmm.
It's a very isolating relationship because of the
100%.
shame and the
Shame.
guilt.
That is so true.
Therapy may be, and for many of my clients, it is the only safe space where
Mm-hmm.
they can come and just acknowledge their pain. But that's where it starts.
Hmm. Definitely find the right therapist. Or if therapist in another state, find the right coach,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
And you happen to be both of them.
I am both of them. I am
Yeah.
both of them. My practice, the passage to peace, like you said earlier, I provide one-on-one coaching
Mm-hmm.
and I provide specific support groups that one of my support groups that I love is specifically for women who are still in the relationship and they have not yet come to the realization that they have to leave.
Mm.
And because I was there,
Mm-hmm.
where leaving wasn't an option, but I knew I needed help. That's the support that I want to provide. It's called Women's Hope. And we start with healthy coping skills, not
Mm-mm.
denial, not
Mm-mm.
avoidance, not suffering in silence,
Mm-mm.
healthy coping skills.
Yeah.
Learn how to protect your peace while you're there.
Yeah.
And then I have a group for, it's called Find and Protect Your Peace. Whether
Mm-hmm.
you're still in it or not, we're learning how to protect our peace.
Yeah.
Boundaries,
Yeah.
emotional boundaries, prioritizing our needs, all the things that were taken away from us or that we gave away Because again, we can't blame it all on the narcissist. We gave it away.
No,
I
we
gave
gave
it
away a
away.
lot of our power.
Gave away our power. We're
Yep.
learning how to get it back. And ultimately, I have a 7-week program called P2P Essentials. And I just want to handhold you. And I just want to walk you through the stages of peace that I created based on my experience, the 5 stages of healing.
Beautiful.
And it's called peace. And for each letter of that word is the stage of healing. And you can go to my website and take a free quiz to find out what stage of healing you're in. And there's also a free quiz on, am I in a relationship with a narcissist? Because it starts with awareness.
Yes, 100%. It definitely, that's great resources. I'm glad it's free, so that takes down that barrier for anyone who's searching, because they need that help to at least bite onto something and start this journey. Like we said, it's not linear. It's ups and downs, forward and backwards, but hopefully the goal is to find yourself, find your worth, and leave out the door.
Yes, that is the goal. Because when we get healthy, we attract healthy. When we're not healthy, we attract where we are.
Oh, yeah.
Once we level up, we are no longer yoked. We're no longer aligned.
100%. 100%. And for some people, when they met their narcissist, they were both kind of on the same level. Or they both reminiscing over certain things. They connected over certain things. But the difference between you and the one who recognizes and moves forward, and the non-narcissist, is that they're in their growth process. They're learning, they're evolving, they're opening to opportunities, looking in and out, not just blaming out, but also saying, what part did I have to play in this?
Yep.
Right? But the other person is living in his pile of poop. They're not trying to look within, because their poop don't stink. They're like little toddlers. No, toddlers are sweet. My toddlers, like that's mean. Not toddlers. We'll figure out a name for them. But they're in their own little zone, so they know. And you add decades, not just years, decades. Like you're gonna eventually be on 2 different islands, and hopefully none of them's Epstein's, because it's not a good one, right? What?
Not a good island, no.
No, not a good island. So it's narcissists. They're everywhere.
They really are.
They are.
They really are.
And they can be at the workplace, at home, on the roads, anywhere, online. No matter.
And if you can conquer the one you're with,
oh, you can conquer anything, girl. If you can conquer, yeah, you can school that person, learn, and you are unstoppable. You should be blasting Sia, like everywhere. All the anthems for all of those gone dealt with them. Those she-wolves, mother of the wolves, flying monkeys, great rock, whatever.
All that.
You'll figure it out, and you'll come out stronger, happier, more vibrant, and God will still give you life and energy and joy after all those decades.
Let me tell you something on that note. After 35 years with this person, the door that I had to walk through was so scary that I'd rather just be comfortable, familiar.
Of course.
But little did I know, and now I know, that what was on the other side of that door was, again, not a linear process, but on the other side of that spiral door was peace, happiness, and it elevated me to the best version of myself. So that door, that scary door that you just can't fathom walking through, you can't fathom removing your kids from a 2-parent home. You can't fathom financially supporting yourself. Listen, on the other side of that door, you will find the best version of yourself.
Yes.
Because you believed it. You have to believe it to walk through that door. Or maybe you don't. Fake it till you make it. Walk through that door.
For that pretty girl walk.
I love you.
I love you too, sis. Just do it. And then just walk, sit back, grab your popcorn, and just see the mess that you just don't be part of that movie no more. You'll just see it unfold and you'll be like, dang.
You'll be like, I put up with that.
I put up with that POS. Like, girl, I must have lost my doggone mind. Like, girl,
Yeah, but
well,
I found it,
I found it.
picked it up, brushed it off. I'm
Exactly.
back.
And back. Stella's back. Stella got her groove, you know?
Yes,
You
yes,
find yourself, find the joy, find those gifts that you have to show the world, and most importantly, show yourself. It should be your biggest gift to yourself. Be the
yes.
best version to yourself for those who, whether they call you mom, who call you boss, who, maybe life will bring you love for the first time, real love, not that fake
Exactly.
stuff. Like it's just up, be open, ready for that roller coaster. It's not linear, it can be scary as hell. Buckle your seatbelt, put your helmet on, pay up your insurance policy, and let's get going and get the support, get the tribe. You know,
Exactly.
go follow
Tribe.
at Marcia. We'll have our links in the show notes. There are
Yes.
many people who have experienced this who come out thriving, truly
Oh
living.
my gosh. When I tell you the people who have gone through my program a year ago, today, they still call themselves a tribe.
Mm,
They found
their
their
tribe.
tribe.
You gotta find your tribe. That is so true. It's in
Yes,
life. Your mastermind, your peeps,
absolutely.
and don't have to be kin, because not all kin is, girl. That's another
A lot of times it's
conversation.
not.
Oh, yeah. Because again, at the end of the day, we talked about at the beginning about we're vulnerable because in part to some of those traumas, right?
Right.
They don't have to be the big T. They can be the little T, anything in between. But that often started early childhood. And that's another conversation.
Right. Exactly.
That's almost taboo
Exactly.
in some families. Of course,
Exactly. Exactly.
white picket fence around the house. The thing was peach keen.
Yep. And that's the challenge that we are having to break through the taboo.
Yeah.
And in my first book called Groomed, Life Married to a Narcissist and How I Overcame Narcissistic Abuse, I tap into that a little bit
Mm-hmm.
because that's absolutely what he did was he weaponized my childhood trauma. And in my second book that I'm working on is called Somehow I Was the Problem.
Mm-hmm.
And it focuses more on how they
Mm-hmm.
weaponize,
Yeah.
not just that they do, but
Oh.
how he
Mm-hmm.
applied it and insidiously made it make sense to me that I adopt it. That's the conditioning, that's the grooming.
Mm-hmm.
And then I project that I'm doing this because I want to.
Mm-hmm.
This is who I am. This is what I do. Well, guess what? 5 years later, the 5 years divorced, I haven't seen any parts of that life and don't
Mm-hmm.
ever want to see.
You
That
don't
was
want
not
it.
who I was.
Mm-mm.
It's who he wanted me to be and who he groomed me to be, and I accepted
Mm-hmm.
because it attached to my trauma. It's insidious.
It is. It doesn't happen overnight. It's like
Does
waking.
not.
It don't happen overnight.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Not at all.
It's sneaky, but I like that. Like that second, definitely. That's a good.
Hmm. Yeah.
Definitely important.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's reminds me of my book I'm working on two right now, but my second one is more about what you're talking about. This whole
Hmm.
the wolf in sheep's clothing,
Yes.
the whole
Yes.
betrayal piece. Yeah.
We've got to
Elements of
expose it. Go straight for what's taboo and just blow up the spot.
it. Because when we hide things, when we put, oh no, we shouldn't talk about that, that just gives these people space to grow and to thrive. They love
Exactly.
it. They love to hide in the dark. Because when it's open, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
like the truth is out. They don't want that. They want it hidden. They want it not to exist. They don't want us talking about it. Like they're not on that list. Like they don't want us talking about it.
Exactly.
They don't know what you're talking about, but the truth will eventually come out.
Yep. And it's because we find the courage. We
Mhm.
will find the courage. We do find the
Let's find the
courage.
courage. 100%.
Yep.
I love it. Well, Marcia, I have enjoyed this conversation, and we're gonna have to have a round two somehow about this taboo stuff because I love to talk about stuff people don't want to talk about. Because
Well, then guess what? Please have me back because my next mission in life, which I
Mhm.
believe is my ultimate mission, but I am pushing through that taboo,
Okay.
is sexual abuse in a marriage to a narcissist.
Girl, that's a major taboo-ish, but girl, I'll be there.
Thank
We can
you.
talk about it. We can talk about it
Let's
because that's
talk
the
about it.
truth of set was free. You
Yes.
know, a
And
lot
that
of
is when you're married, you don't air your dirty laundry. You don't talk
mm-mm,
about what goes on behind closed doors. We're
mm-mm,
husband and wife. I'm supposed to please my husband. My husband,
mm,
deserves da 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 da. And we need to call it what it is
mm-hmm,
when we realize that, wait a minute, I didn't want to do that. I did it
mm-hmm,
because he or she wanted me to.
mm-hmm,
I didn't want to experience that. I did it for him or her.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And can you believe that that is called sexual abuse? And in some cases, it's called rape.
100%. It's a real thing. Even if you have a license, it has to be consensual, not just
Exactly.
when and how. It's also the how.
Yes.
If you like, if
Yes.
if it starts off, you agree to this level of kink or whatever, and then it's like 10 times up 50 shades of gray, and you
Exactly.
didn't agree to that, and you explicitly said that, that's a problem. That's a boundary violation. And that's the skill that everybody needs to know. In the personal
Well,
life, from the bedroom to the boardroom, it don't matter.
exactly. Exactly. And so if you will have me back, we will bust that
Girl, that's
door
some,
wide
you
open.
weren't playing. Okay. I
Not
put on my
playing.
big girl panties. We can talk about that.
I am ready. I'm ready
Awesome.
to expose the truth from
Yes.
lived experience.
Yes. No, that's all good. No, we can definitely share that because you're not alone. Like even in my office, I talk to these
Right.
mostly women that talk about men usually don't really
Yeah.
talk about this, but there have been
Right.
cases, but it's
Right.
more women
Right.
predominantly. Let's be real.
Right.
But it's really important. Healthy
It is.
boundaries, healthy relationships. Because here's another thought of mine, and I know many people share this thought, but a lot of our societal ills is not the diagnosis we call it. Okay, we just call
Mm-mm.
this is a symptom. If
Yes.
we really dig deep, it has to do with all these relationships, these
Mm.
traumas, and the little dirty secrets. We like
Yes.
to call it mental illness. Okay. But if we actually go connect the dots backwards, where to
Mm.
start? Where to start?
Exactly.
Right? We don't like to talk about these things because it doesn't happen in, the politician's home or the pastor's house or the CEO of this or that. Like, no. Because if it can happen to them, it can happen to somebody who's living check to check.
Exactly. And they have a voice, and
Mm-hmm.
I want to be their voice, and I want to model taking that risk of exposing what is taboo and what is unspoken, but so
So
many,
important.
so many people are experiencing it
So
every,
many.
because
And
I
like,
experienced it for 30 years.
yeah,
So shouldn't be
it's
alone.
real. It's a real thing. And that's one thing as this show gets older every year, it gets older. Like there's no sugarcoating. There's never been at the beginning and there sure isn't now.
Yeah.
Because this is not a time to stay quiet. While we still have voices, we can still share. We're not fully censored. Let's speak the truth because the truth will set us free. And I'm sure there are many people who that hit home. And if
Yes.
that triggered you, to those who are listening, if
Right.
that bothered you, that's possibly an opportunity of growth and where needs to be explored. I think that's an area that your body's telling you, sweetheart, hon, like there's something there. Let's not ignore it. Find a safe place to talk about it, right? Don't hide it. Don't throw it under the rug. Because I always say you can only throw so many things under the rug until you start tripping over it. A lot of
Mm.
people are tripping over it. Their rugs are like molehill, like mountains. Like it's like not even flat no more. It's like, what is that? Oh, don't mind. It's just a dead body and some baggage and some other stuff. Don't mind it. I'm gonna get my Dyson vacuum and vacuum over it. Like that's gonna do anything for you. But that's what people do.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
Love,
I've had a blast.
I love
Listeners,
it.
again, we thank you for
Thank you.
listening to this podcast episode to the end. We know we didn't sugarcoat what we're talking about today, so You were warned, but you got here. You got through it. We're so proud of you. Feel free to share with your family and friends, spread the word. And I will definitely have Marcia's contact information also through the free questionnaire. Are you with a narcissist? Like that's something that we all these days we should all should check by check often because they usually have their mask on for at least the first few months, but then they start showing the signs. We're just too, in love, or we feel like we're getting old or whatever it is, and then you ignore them. But anyway, till next time, everyone. This is your host, Marcia. Thanks for being on the show today. My pleasure. All right, everyone. Thank you. This is your host, Dr. Mitchell from the Mental Health and Wellness Show. Bye.